Welcome to C.R.P.H.A, Humanitarian Advocate. This video is going to be directed towards the impeachment process, which is a waste of time, and the liberal Democrats know this, and yet they don't give a rat's patoot, apparently. Yet they keep on claiming we need to do what's best for the American people and this country. We need to do this. We need to do that. Yet you really they're wasting taxpayers' money, wasting taxpayers' time, forcing the American people to watch things that do not matter. And yet what they're doing is trying to prove to the American people that they know what's best for America, and yet they don't. And the liberal socialist Democrats are trying to prove they know what's best for this country, be that and also the American people, and the benefit, especially in the beneficial aspect. They don't. The liberal Democrats are wasting time purposely because they know that Trump is the best person for this country as president, commander in chief. Yet they ones starting with Nancy Pelosi, or what many people call Pig Pelosi, doesn't want to admit that that the liberal Democrats have lost their way. They lost their footing when it comes to doing things beneficial for this country and the American people, which basically now, with the talk of socialism in the campaign done by many of the candidates in the Democratic um, caucus, or the Democratic line of candidates that want to run for president or want to go into the aspect of choosing to go against Trump in the presidential election. They voiced out socialism, socialism, socialism is good, socialism is good. So this is why we say socialism would be the best thing for this country. And yet, guess what? What they don't realize is that they're reintroducing what happened in the past. Why this country helped the Jews and Germans, the innocent bystanders, innocent people, go to fight against Hitler. Hitler was the face of socialism. The Nazi regime was the face and the symbol of socialism, due with the concentration camps and everything. And if you didn't agree with the way with their laws and everything and their ruling, and yet they changed them anytime they saw fit, that fit them versus the population within the country. Uh, and if you didn't go by it, then you'd be put in concentration camps. Basically, that's what the liberal Democrats are refusing and trying to hide from the American people. And with that, they're wasting taxpayers' time, money, and viewing ship, if you will, and viewing something that's more of importance, by trying to do the inquiries as well as the process of impeachment against a president that has not done one unconstitutional action. They're just trying to make it as if he did something wrong when he really didn't. The basic fact is Pelosi and the rest of the liberal, socialist, dumbass Democrats are so fearful of the fucking truth. They don't want to know the truth. That they don't want to know that the liberal Democrats have lost their footing. They have lost their way. They've basically lost the true path in what would be beneficial mostly for the American people and this country and our youth. Mm, the one thing is, John Franklin Kennedy knew what was best. Yet, right after he was assassinated, the whole thing went down. The whole thing went down the fucking tubes for the Democratic Party. Thereby, of course, eventually they associated themselves with the liberal shall we say, association, and then came into the base of socialism within the beginning to mid beginning part of the millennium. And now they're trying to pretty up socialism when socialism is not a pretty thing at all. So they can decorate all they want, but the basic fact is, all they're doing is trying to campaign for themselves. They're not really campaigning for the American people and to benefit the American people. The socialist dumbass Democrats are not campaigning for what's best for this country and its future and the American people's future and our youth's future. They're only benefiting so the liberal socialist Democrats can grab onto the golden rod being the White House because they like power, greed, money, and all this other shit, right? The basic fact is that they are only doing it to benefit the party. And yes, I know many people say, yeah, that's what politics has always been about. Really, it's been about them benefiting themselves, but not necessarily. It is said that way because people are get sick and tired of the political genre of the back and forth of the Republicans are this or Republicans are that. The Democrats are this are evil. The Democrats are not doing things for what's beneficial for them. It's beneficial and it's not beneficial for the American people or our youth or this country. It's sort of a back and forth. The basic fact is that, as I've said before, many youth over the course of a number of years one have said the both parties should work together if they're truly for this country and the American people and to benefit the American people and this country and our youth and the futures for all, then they should work together, and that's more than endearing. But Pelosi doesn't want to go that way, does she? She's a senile old goat who should have been pulled out of her position more than a year and a half ago. More than months ago, in fact. The basic fact is the age range of retirement should go in the same base for politician bitches such as Pelosi as it does for the rest of the American people in regular jobs such as retail and various others. The retirement age is, I believe, between 60 some odd to 75, if not 77. But I believe it still stands at 75. Although I know a number of people have retired at like 60 some odd years of age to 50 some odd years of age and various others, and maybe even the early 70s. Um, but yet, obviously, there's some sort of loophole that the liberal Democrats are using to keep Pelosi in her little seat to where she can feel, I have power. Down with the Democrats. Down with the American people. We don't care about the American people anymore. With a gavel on her fucking in her grasp and shit. It's fucking stupid. The basic fact is that Pelosi doesn't really want the American people to be benefited the way Trump has been benefiting the American people, which is a very positive light. The positive light is that Trump has lowered the unemployment percentage and rate. He has restabilized the economy a lot more than the liberal Democrats want to even admit and focus on and really pay attention to. And he's done many other positive things for the defense of this country and the defense to protect us American people. But no, that's shameful to the liberal Democrats, isn't it, Pelosi? You stupid old witch, Pelosi, Nancy Pelosi, who was supposed to who's supposed to be doing something positive and beneficial for even the state that she's representing, which is the state of California, which basically she's making California look fucking really, really, really bad. And the other two people who are making California look bad is let's start with Jerry Brown. He made it look really bad. Gavin Newsom is making it look even worse. Darrell Steinberg is making it look very bad. Dianne Feinstein is making California look bad. Barbara Boxer, same thing. Although and also let's see, Kamala Harris is making California look bad. By promoting socialism, that's one way of making California and any other liberal candidate that's supposed to represent a state is making the state look bad. And when they make the state look bad, it doesn't do any beneficial thing for them at all, does it now? So the basic fact is that no matter what they say, don't don't cheer them on, because they're all they're doing is shooting out what people want, what people want to hear, but they will never stand by it. They will not even go along with it. Like, for example, Obama. He's said a lot of pretty ass fucking things, and he said he would do these things that he said even in the two campaigns, right? He didn't even orchestrate any of those actions that he said he would do. And then right when the Supreme Court got into the aspect of turning of disassociating his unconstitutional health care plan, he wasn't too happy about it, now was he? The whole aspect is the liberal Democrats are full of big time, big long ass turds, way worse than turds, in fact. The basic fact is that the liberal Democrats don't know, and also don't really give a damn, even though they're trying to say that they do. They don't give a damn about the American people, or what benefits the American people and our youth, and what benefits in a positive light, especially this country. What they want is power, money, greed, the whole enchilada of negativity and sinful actions and sinful viewing aspects and what have you. Thereby, they don't realize, and it doesn't matter how much money you make. Heavenly Father doesn't go by money, idiot liberals and Pelosi. You will be judged and you will be sent to the pits of hell, Pelosi. You will be judged and you will be sent to the pits of hell, liberal Democrats, including Gavin Newsom, including Jerry Brown, including Obama, including Michelle Obama, including also many other of the liberal Democrats that even are in the candidacy for the race of president for 2020 in the Democratic debate. They will also be going into the pits of hell. The only ones that won't are the ones that actually benefited the American people and this country, being one, John Franklin Kennedy. That's in the Democratic Party. The other ones are in the Republican Party that will go straight up to heaven. One of them being Ronald Reagan. The other one being, of course, George H.W. Bush. The other one after will be, of course, George W. Bush Jr. and Barbara, both the first ladies of the George H. and George W. And also Nancy Reagan will also go into the base of heaven. The only liberal, the other liberal idiot that won't go into the base of heaven is the currently well trusted, due to the fact that he associated himself with Habitat for Humanity. Him, and you know who that is, Jimmy Carter. He didn't do anything positive for this country in the White House either, though. And he might claim that he might try to blame the Senate of the time. Might have been a mixture of Republican or Democrat, or the House was mostly Republican versus Democrat, right? He might even try to do the Obama aspect of the way Obama tried to blame Boehner, for the reasons why things were not going the way and things were for beneficial for the American people. That's a load of shit. That's a fucking weakling aspect of what Obama did, and if and if uh, Jimmy Carter used the same fucking tactic, is a weak action, a weakling aspect, and a very crybabyish bullshit thing. Don't get me wrong, I respect the people as human beings, as Heavenly Father's children, but their political policies blew more than blue chunks, alright? Literally. If a president claims that they are going to do something beneficial, positively beneficial for the American people in this country and our youth, yet they do something only beneficial for their parties and themselves, like Obama did and Jimmy Carter has, and Clinton did to a percentage, and of course, Gavin Newsom and Jerry Brown have only benefited their parties, not the American people within the state of California, and have not benefited truthfully the youth of California. Let's put it this way. Many of you who live in California might remember Prop 39. If you do not, I'll tell you what Prop 39 was about. All right. The one thing was, Prop 39 was put out in commercialization and advertisements before it was to be voted upon for funding for the California schools. And instead, when it was about to be voted on, Jerry Brown went behind closed doors and went through the loopholes of the legislation of Prop 39 and changed it to his high tax plan. But do note this: his high tax plan he in, announced before Prop 39 came into focus. Okay, and while after the discussion and announcement will be that after the announcement and discussion of what he wanted to say to promote his high tax plan, and many news media have caught this when many people have said that it's a bad move for California. It's a bad decision for California. The high tax plan of Jerry Brown's was a bad move and bad decision. Poor politics, literally, right? The basic fact is that did Jerry Brown take heed of that? No. It didn't go through, though, the first half. But when Prop 39 came in, here comes here comes Jerry Brown's second chance. By first announcing Prop 39 as a school funding for California schools proposition, right? Then, then when it's being voted upon after having Jerry Brown and a number of children on the television and radio, okay, um, then he goes behind closed doors while people are voting on the damn thing and it's about to pass, right? Because everybody wants the best for our youth, which I do, which I totally back, right? But the one thing is, what the voters did not know, and I knew that Jerry Brown was going to do this. That's why I didn't vote on that point, right? So therefore, I'm not going to be. Therefore, I'm not going to be at fault for this shit. All right. Um, the basic fact is, when everybody was about to have Prop 39 for school funding passed, he went. Jerry Brown went behind closed doors and went through the legislative loopholes of Prop 39 to change it to his high tax plan, thereby before anybody even knew it, his high tax plan was put into law within about a year and a half to about a few months. So when everybody thought was Prop 39 was for the schools, what they didn't realize is that they were snookered. Essentially, another way of lied to. But yet they weren't really lied to, but they were done wrong by Jerry Brown. In hindsight, he was only doing things to benefit him and his party. He didn't give a damn about the youth. He didn't give a damn about the American people and the beneficial for our youth and this country and for the state and the American people's beneficial aspects either. And also, and with that, nobody 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 put in petitions to get the fucker out of office like they're doing for to Gavin Newsom currently. And of course, with that, many of politicians like Pelosi think, "Oh, we're making a lot of money, so we're more than well protected. We can get as many lawyers as we need to protect our sorry asses." But the American people won't be able to do that if they try to get us out of office, even by legality standards. I know that's exactly what they think, but in the constitutional thing, they do know and they can be taken out in the constitutional practices. If they don't do things that are beneficial for the American people and this country and our youth, and so far Pelosi and the rest of the liberal dumbass Democrats, both male and female, have not done a damn thing positive or beneficial for this country, for the American people, for any state that they're essentially um, associated with in the political genre and political standings, if you want to put it that way as well. Yet they think that the American people believe anything that the liberal idiots will spit out in vocalization with those little phony ass, fake ass shit promises, because obviously they think that the American people are zombies, brain dead, clueless. And when a political party goes that way, then guess what? Eventually, people will and do wake up, and though the party that does this negative shit, which is obviously the Democratic Party, will be turned against in more ways than one. Let's put it this way: if you remember when Obama was in the White House for his first term, if you remember, there was a particular so-called um, uh, gunman that was threatening Obama's life while during the inauguration aspects, right? Of when he went down Pennsylvania Avenue and everything, right? Remember, there was a news report about that. Remember, then it turned out to be a complete hoax. It was a load of shit. Yes, we don't want people to get hurt, but the basic fact is that whole thing was just a fucking hoax. Oh, someone's about to wants to assassinate Obama. That was a hoax, a big time phony, fake ass shit made up. We are all important, but the one thing is that um, if it was in actuality, we would have seen something actually happen, but we didn't, did we? Uh, we could easily say it was almost like the JFK assassination attempt, but it wasn't. The whole thing was made up. Just like, for example, I'm going to get off politics for a second here. A number of years ago, when it was the Mormon brother and sister Donnie and Marie, when they first were about to be famous, right? One of their first number of agents, right? One of them wanted them to do something once they were cops and where they'd be arrested and where they'd be found with kilos, large kilos of cocaine or whatever the hell, right? Basic narcotics. The as spiritual, positive as Donnie and Marie are, and of course they're Mormons as well. They didn't go for it. They fired the fucker. Okay, because they knew that was not what they wanted and not not gonna float with them at all. So they fired the fucker. They fired their fucking agent that wanted to set that up for publicity, which would basically make Donnie and Marie look bad, and obviously the agent said, "Oh, don't worry, we'll find ways to do this to where you're exonerated and shit like that, right?" Now, once you have an agent that wants to do that shit, and you're still in the new limelight, and you're still kind of even moderately, if not still new in the limelight, right? It doesn't matter how many months, how many weeks, or whatever, right? If you allow your agent to set that up, your career as a star is completely more than down the fucking toilet. And it will never resurface. No matter how many shows or appearances you do, it will never positively resurface. And that's the truth. And obviously, you could say that was the same general base that what happened to Obama with that so-called assassin. While he was going into the inauguration process of his first term to start with. Of course, nothing really much was said after his during the inauguration of his second term. Now was it? Because they knew they couldn't use the same thing twice. Because the first time they used it was they knew eventually the American people would find out that was a load of shit. Because nothing really actually happened. Not like the JFK situation when JFK was about to go into his second term and campaigning for a second term, and while he was in, I think, somewhere near Dallas, Texas, or something, or even Houston, Texas, in that sense, that he was assassinated, shot right smack dab in the head from like a diagonal length of a distance and a certain particular percentage or length of a distance in the diagonal per, uh, aspect, whatnot, from the general base of the direction that the bullet essentially was shot out of the particular gun. And of course, they thought that they caught the person, but yet now they're starting to question themselves even now. And even after the JFK, then of course the current liberal socialist Democrats, only known as the Democrats, then were trying to find their place again, find their footing. And obviously, they thought by associating with a liberal sanction, oh, we'd be able to find it. No problem, right? Wrong. Then they associated themselves to be socialists, which is against the Constitution. And they still can't find their footing. So basically, they're going towards Satanistic aspects, unconstitutional Satanistic aspects, even the ones the fact that to where it only benefits the party, doesn't really truly benefit the American people or our youth or this country, all in one. Yet they want to act like they're doing things positively and beneficial for the American people and our youth in this country when it's a load of shit in the fucking first place. And they think that by trying to get rid of Trump by impeaching him when he didn't do anything illegal, even against the Constitution at all. He didn't break any constitutional aspect at all. And yes, I know you liberal followers may say, yes, he did, yes, he did, yes, he did. No, he didn't. If you want to be a mindless zombie, that's your choice. If you want to be a mindless liberal following zombie, that's your choice. But the basic fact is, logic dictates that he did not. Thereby, what only stands logically is that the liberal Democrats, starting with Pelosi, is wasting taxpayers' time and money on this fucking bullshit nonsense of the impeachment, which basically there's no need for inquiries of the impeachment. There's no reason for the damn impeachment. They just want to get him so they can get him out so they can take hold of the rod of the golden rod of the White House, and to where they can gain power and control again. Because they still can't get over the fact that Hillary Clinton, the little fucking feminist bitch, lost. The basic fact is that one part of the reason why she lost is because of her stupid move by using a government sanctioned computer for her own personal thing, and which basically was hacked into. And on top of that, she said that she was gonna fucking take the Fourth Amendment out of the Constitution. Thereby, fuck with the Constitution. You fuck with this country, and you fuck with the American people, and you fuck with their rights and their freedoms and safety. You fucking bitch. And you fuck with anything like that, you fucking deal with me. I am a Marine's son. My father was a Marine. He fought for this country, and I more than admire him for that. And no Marine or soldier of any level and any kind, even in the Navy, will not allow a political little bitch like Hillary Clinton or asshole like Obama or anybody else fuck with the Constitution in any fucking negative, illogical way. Even in the sinful way. So, in all, the liberal Democrats are wasting time, and they don't care. Guess what? Pelosi and you idiot liberal dumbass Democrats, even Gavin Newsom, you keep on doing things and you claim that you're benefiting the American people when you're only benefiting yourselves and your party only. Then guess what? You can easily be taken out of commission, out of your office that you currently hold, within the Constitution, that can happen, and that will happen if you continue this little baby crybaby bullshit just because you're unhappy that Trump is doing something beneficial for the American people, beneficial for our youth, and beneficial for this country all in one. And you just can't handle the fucking aspect and logic of it. Learn to. You're gonna have to fucking face it and learn how to face it. If you can't, then tough shit. Life's a bitch, as it were. Life's hell, as it's also saying, being said essentially. You will not get away with things that you think you can get away with, you idiot liberal dumbass Democrats. Even Pelosi better be pulled out because she's getting more than senile. So is Dianne Feinstein and also many of the other liberal idiots in California and other states. Even the ones that are slightly younger than Pelosi. I can easily appoint that the president of this country, being Donald J. Trump, make sanctions to where every liberal Democrat, including Pelosi, is pulled out of their position, pulled out of their seat by the stance of the Constitution. Be that, of course, in connection with the Constitution, that can happen. The president can do that. Even if he has to do another executive order. Believe me, every Trump supporter will back that action up. I know that for a fact. Yeah, I'll back that up. Trump will be in 2020, and Pelosi and the rest of the Democrats will be taken out of their seat that they currently hold. If they do not cease and desist the bullshit of the fucking inquiry of the phony ass impeachment bullshit. And if Pelosi wants to deal with me and talk with me, hey, I'm here, talk with me. I'll tell you straight out the fucking truth, and if you don't like it, oh fucking well, the Constitution says I can say whatever the fuck I want, however the fuck I want, and whenever the fuck I want. And everybody knows it's the damn truth. Anybody with a brain knows it's the damn truth. Anybody with a true aspect of true actual logic knows it's the damn truth. Even Heavenly Father himself knows it's the truth. Spiritually as well as mortal-like. Even our Savior, Jesus Christ, knows this is stinking truth. And Pelosi, when you pass on, you will find out for yourself that your soul will lead you to the pits of hell, including many other of your other constituents. Same aspect. If you keep on going down this track of trying to impeach a president that didn't do a damn thing against the Constitution or this country or anything non-beneficial for the country and our youth and on the American people. The basic fact is everything that Trump has done, it has been beneficial for this country, for the protection of this country and the American people and our youth, and for the beneficial for this country and our youth and the American people all in one. And you, Pelosi, and you little fucking baby ass Democrat constituents can't handle that shit. So you make up bullshit that some like a little fucking childish bullshit by name calling. Well, in your campaigns, especially, you fucking like Kamala Harris did more than once, and yet she has an issue still with the African American uh, population within the country, because it's been said that Kamala Harris hasn't done anything to level out the aspect of the racial aspect that has been said that Kamala Harris is racial against the African American population of this country, which basically it puts a bad sight on her campaign as well as the liberal democratic socialist dumbass party. She probably thinks that she doesn't have to. She can keep on going and she'll make it through no matter what, right? That's where you're wrong, Kamala Harris. Anybody has any racial aspects or any negative bullshit aspects that they are not willing to rectify and anything else, in any positive light and anything, guess what? You're making yourself and your campaign look like a little fucking game. Something that's not really there. You're just trying to make it as if it was real when you're just playing you're playing in a little fucking sandbox. And you think the wooden frame is your shield from the bad things that are making you look bad. That's not the way it works in reality, you idiots. Fucking liberal dumbass Democrat jackasses, I swear. So get this. Pelosi, quit the fucking impeachment crap or you will be pulled out, along with your other constituents in the same party. Ladies and gentlemen, if you want to know more, please let me know. And if you want to know more and if you want me to discuss anything else under C.R.P.H.A. humanitarian advocate, please let me know. On a side note, on the business aspect, I can add this that with the number of the banks that are essentially having veritable issues, one of being Wells Fargo, B of A, Bank of America, and a number of others, go to your local credit union. You can transfer your account to a credit union to where you don't have to worry about interest rates and shit like that. I mean, you don't have to worry about any money being pulled out due to various whatever reasons that the normal banks would have. Credit unions will be able to work with you a lot easier and a lot more logical than uh, than the norm the bank the so-called normal banks. In fact, it still stands that Wells Fargo is the worst bank to bank with. B of A is gradually reaching that same stance as Wells Fargo. Many other banks that follow that should never have customers because basically that doesn't do anything beneficial for the customer base at all. In fact, I went down to one bank today and since of advocating and I don't know if I would be able to say this, but I'm gonna say it anyway, seeing that I'm the owner of C.R.P.H.A. anyway. Um, there was one over at Golden One when I went over to advocate. I was just checking things through as I was advocating, and I started talking to this one chick. She was about my height, dark hair, and I said, I told her I just simply said, hey, take your time. I'm a patient person, and she thanked me for it. The one thing is that if she were to ask me if I was seeing anybody and all this other stuff, sort of personal thing, um, even though she's behind the counter, I'd tell her the straight truth. I'd say no. I'm a single person, which I am. But the basic fact is that she didn't go into that aspect. She was only going by by the way what she wanted. Although, which basically, I had a sense that she had some interest in me because we got along by talking um, of the particular thing we were talking about, right? And if I were to come across her again at any given point, or even if she were to see this video, and she was at the Citrus Heights location in the Sacramento County area, uh, and I can tell you, the one thing is that she'll know me as if one person that knows her personally were to say, "Do you remember the guy with the black jacket and a camouflage shirt and camouflage hat, green camouflage, right?" She'd be like, "Yeah, I think so. I am." And yeah, it was around 10 on the 6th of November of 2019 is when I talked with her. Being of course today at this point, but it might be whoever, if there's anybody that knows her personally and is watching this video, if you know her, then then you can show her this video. But the basic fact is that she saw me with a black jacket and this khaki shirt and the camouflage shirt and camouflage hat, and of course this way too. And she also saw me this way. But the basic fact is that I had a sense that she had interest in me. She asked me how am I doing twice. Once with the shades on, and once with the shades off. Hey, I didn't mind that. Hey, that was okay. That told me in a way that she had some interest in me. Although if she didn't, hey, that's okay too. But the basic fact is that if she ever needs some help, I'd be able to help her because I know many ways of doing things. That's the reason why I've been advocating since 2004 under one being NCHA, Northern California Humanitarian Advocate, which now is C.R.P.H.A, and which is Conservative Republican People's Humanitarian Advocate, essentially. Um, and the basic fact is that if I saw a woman and she wanted me to help her out, it would depend upon what it is, and she'd have to talk to me of what and as and even the woman that I talked to over the credit union in Citrus Heights, on over on Sunrise, I and if she were to ask me, even on the comment section, I'd have to know that it's her, which basically means um, she'd have to either be there or transfer over the same branch but different location in say one city before Citrus Heights, which is essentially Carmichael, or and stay there for a certain length of time, and she may see me again. I don't know. I'm not going to say it because I advocate in different ways, different points and times, and I go to different places. But I don't advertise of where I'll be going. The basic fact is that if she did have interest in me, that's all right. But she didn't really show it 100%. The basic fact is that I know many people would ask, would you date her if she did? And this is the personal aspect to it, and I can add personal things to it, but I'm not going to go too far, right? And I would basically say there's a good chance of it. I would possibly date her, yes. But the one thing is, I take it a step at a time. First off, like for example, I might go to her place if she lives alone. That is, but but it wouldn't be logical to be around friends while while she's trying to get to know me and whatnot, and I try to get to know her type of thing. You know what I mean? But of course, then there's another part of me, but I'm not going to mention that on this because it's my own business. Uh, outside of that, this may be the only time that I mention a personal aspect of what I did while advocating and what I noticed. But before I mentioned that aspect of the banks, which is logically truth, um, that the main topic was generally of what's been going on and what the liberal Democrats have been doing, which is wasting taxpayers' time, money, and many other things, which is illogical and sinful as well. If you have any questions, and if you want me to advocate and do another topic on anything, um, that would also help you through any of you through things. But of course, do note you have to be within the U.S. of A. And I can help those who I can help and do topics in the sense of with our allies, and our allies are pretty widespread. Um, and I know most of the allies, although not very many people really pay attention to who's our allies and who isn't, because with the politicals are happening, it sways from time to time to them. I know that. Anyways, this is C.R.P.H.A, and I thank you for your time to listen to what I had to say and the general topic as well. But if you have any questions and if you want me to advocate on anything or to do another general topic, please let me know on the bottom there. And also, you can also talk with me on C.R.P.H.A, Humanitarian Advocate on Facebook, as well as Citizen Advocate, the C.R.P.H.A Citizen Advocate on Facebook, and the Business and Disability and Education Advocate on Facebook as well, under the C.R.P.H.A. And I I will look into it, and I will see what I can put out there in the sense of the topic. Okay. Thank you for taking the time again, and please stay safe, please stay alive, and we salute our veterans and our current troops that are still out there protecting our country, and the troops that have come home as well. We thank you for your service, and we salute the President Donald J. Trump, and we say vote for Trump if you want a positive future for yourself, your youth, our youth essentially in the U.S., and also if you want a positive future for this country as well, which I'm sure you do. Thank you. Have a good day.